I'm
There
here.
she is.
I'm just primping. Sorry.
Hello, beautiful.
How are you? I'm
No
gonna take
need to
a
primp.
filter.
Look at you.
I just do this when I go live. It makes me feel more comfortable.
I get it. Trust me. You do
Ho-
whatever makes you feel comfortable.
Hollywood glamour.
Hey, you got it? Use it.
All right. I had to run back up and get the questions because I left them upstairs on my desk.
Aw.
How are you? How's your day?
It was good. It was good. I was looking forward to this. Oh no, the devil is here.
Ha ha ha.
Hey, Lucas.
I
Glad you
lived
could make it. Did you fly home from work so you could watch me and Tiffany?
Hey. Ooh, Jessica's here. Chapter 2.
Yes.
Hi, babe.
So how was your day?
How was my day? It was good. Did some recording for Legends of Vandalore that I'm doing with Tim Ratliff. And
Yes.
I'm starting, I do this romantic suspense series. So I'm getting started on that as well. And then this is the first time I have 3 projects going on at the same time. Then my pseudonym Fanny has been working on a dark romance. So
Yes. Very exciting.
yeah. Anyway,
I,
busy, busy.
yeah. That's good though. Good
Hmm.
thing to be busy, but yeah, you have to learn to kind of juggle everything when you're kind of getting started on figure out your process and everything.
My work-life balance sucks right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah.
It's tough. I understand. I do. Well, can you tell us a little bit about your voice acting journey? You are very transparent about, how you do things and everything. But I'd love to hear from you kind of how you got started and everything.
Um, thank you about the transparency thing. Yeah, that's really important to me. Thank you for noticing. Well, I studied theater in undergrad. I always wanted to be an actor. I mean,
Hmm.
that's kind of when it started. Um, Even though it was kind of thrust upon me, I was this very shy, like introverted kid. And I got volunteered in elementary school to be in like a school play.
Hmm.
I had this huge monologue, and God, I was terrified to do it. But I did it. Obviously, I couldn't say no, especially since I was shy.
Yes, that's the worst thing
Anyway,
you could possibly do is say no.
um, I don't know. I won't go into the whole story, but that was kind of the first taste of it I got. I was always like an artsy, creative kid.
Hmm.
Um, so voice acting, well, when I went to college, there was like nothing else I wanted to study other than acting.
Hmm.
Um, God, you're making like I'm thinking back. Um, that was like the only answer. So that's what I studied. I studied theater, and then when I was getting ready to graduate, I auditioned for a bunch of apprenticeships and internships in regional theaters across the United States. And I got accepted into 3 of them, but the best one was at the Milwaukee Repertory Theater.
Hmm.
So I took that one. It was a year-long internship where we actually were understudying all the equity actors. So that's a really big deal at the time because most of the opportunities like that, you had to do backstage grunt work. You weren't
Yeah,
actually like understudying like professional actors. So
right.
that's kind of how everything started. That's how I arrived in Milwaukee, and I've been here ever since. And I was always interested in voice acting, but at that time, you really couldn't do voice acting unless you were in LA, New York City. I
Hmm.
mean, I'm close to Chicago, but so I don't know. Eventually, I kind of stopped acting for a while, and then I started to get back into it. And I don't know, an opportunity came to do like some voiceover training.
Hmm.
So I did it. I loved it, and I just kept kind of moving forward from there. So I don't know. That feels like a really boring, long story, but
It's
that was
really not. No, it's
that's
very
my story.
interesting. No, it's. I think everyone's story is there are commonalities between everyone, but there's also everyone has their own story and their own journey, and so I think it's interesting for everyone. But so how long have you been like really focused and doing full time, or are you full time? Are you doing this full time? Do you have a okay?
No, I'm full time. Yeah.
Awesome.
I started doing the voice acting in 2019, and early 2024, I just was really bored. I was doing mostly like e-learning, corporate type
Mhm.
voiceover.
Mhm.
I was just so bored because there's not a lot of acting, and
Yeah.
at the time I didn't realize, but I don't really like commercials. I don't like doing commercials.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to do commercials like it's so sexy, but I just don't find anything sexy about it. Um,
Yeah.
and I listened to a lot of voiceover podcasts, and I started listening to people in the audiobook industry.
Mhm.
And I listened to one was Steve Corona, and I'm trying to think of who else other than my now coach Julie Wilson, who is head of casting at Penguin Random House Audio. I heard her do an interview with Atlanta Voiceover Studio on their podcast.
Mhm.
I'm like, voice actors, a lot of them shy away from any long form narration
Right.
because it takes longer to produce, it's harder, and it pays less.
Yeah.
So, but I'm like, I don't know that I really like this because I have more control over the kind of work I get. Um, so I decided to take a class, just like a foundational class with Atlanta Voiceover Studios. And I took the class with it was Kurt Bonham, who's,
Mhm.
a really wonderful voice actor in his own right. And I loved it. So then I took like a production course with David H. Lawrence, and yeah, and then I went from there, and I kind of launched this part of my business, my voice acting, at the end of 2024. And here I am. And
Here you are.
I love it. And, if you're in voiceover, you hear this all the time because there's so many genres you can go into.
Mhm.
But I always heard like, your genre will find you.
Yeah.
And that is exactly what happened. So,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah, I think that's definitely true. I mean, I think, well, obviously, if you love something, if you love what you're reading, it's going to show, it's going to come out in what you're doing.
I hope so.
Um, yeah, no, I think it does. I think it definitely, I think you almost can't help it. When you're enjoying something, it just pours out of you. It's not even really anything that you can hold back or, it just shows. And you obviously love what you do. You obviously love the craft. You love to teach. You love to inform others. Um, and I just love that about you. I think I love that your whole attitude towards it is really great.
Thank you.
You're one of the most like thoughtful and complimentary people that I've ever met. Just in the like little bit of time that we've talked to each other, you're so thoughtful in your interactions with people, and I feel like your social media is also that way. You're very thoughtful about how you
Oh,
put things out there.
that means
Um,
thank you.
Oh no, it really shows. I mean, it's beautifully done. It's done with thought. It's done with others in mind, not just yourself. It's not self-promotion. It's promotion of the art that you do. So
Thank you.
that shows. That definitely shows. And you look gorgeous doing it. So let's just throw that out there real quick. Yeah, your everything on there is just great. So I've really become a huge fan of.
Mm.
I'm always a fan of audiobooks. I'm always a fan of narration. I'm always a fan of books in general. But throughout doing this, I have become a fan of many people in general,
Aw,
not just their talent, but them as people. Because a lot of these people in this industry, like you said, they don't. It's not very well paid. comparatively. It is tougher. It requires more work. It requires longer hours. A lot of people do it as a side job. A lot of people have full-time jobs on top of it.
They do.
So
They
the
do.
people who do this, for the most part, are extremely passionate about it. They do it because they love it, and they do it because this is their dream and that's what they want to do. And so those typically tend to be my kind of people anyway. So, so I think like I said, I've become a fan of so many humans throughout doing this. And obviously your work and your voice, but more so just you as a person. So,
Aw.
um, yeah, and that's the way I feel about everyone that I've talked to, really and truly. Um, you just find out so much about people doing this kind of stuff. So, but I know you have most of your catalog right now is like fantasy or mystery. There's some mystery genres. I know you're working on some romance. How much do you have coming out with romance right now?
Uh, well, that's a good question. I gotta like look at my little schedule here. I love romance. I started reading romance, I think, when I was like 12 or I don't know, probably younger than that, like a
Mm-hmm.
preteen.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I can't imagine that I'm doing what I am today. It's crazy. I, let's see. Yeah, I have this big series with AJ Rivers, so I'm just starting the ninth book, and I've
Mm-hmm.
got three or four more, five more. The rest of the year, I'm gonna do a couple more books with Kat Kinney, but she's more paranormal romance.
Mm-hmm. We
Um,
love a paranormal.
so do I. I
Mm-hmm.
have like kind of a sci-fi. I'm doing that for a friend. That's kind of I haven't announced that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Dee in the audience just connected me with this fabulous indie author in the Midwest, and we're in talks. So I've booked that. We haven't
Mm-hmm.
announced that yet. I'm figuring out when in my schedule, but that is a zombie apocalypse romance.
Love it. Love it.
And I also have been talking with, this is all quiet, but I've been talking with another indie author who wants me to narrate for her and do some production for her, producing for her. And
Mm-hmm.
those are all romance of all different genres. I think she's talked about sports romance, mafia romance. She's got a romantasy. I like all the genres.
Yeah.
The only
Yeah.
genre like I don't think maybe suits me is like rom-com, unless it's a dark rom-com.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I like anything with just like the depth of emotions. I like all of that versatility.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to do more like cowboy romance, country romance
Mm-hmm.
kind of stuff. I have a couple of those, but yeah, I have big dreams, so we'll see if it happens. You just got to
So,
get the right attention from the right people so that I can do the projects I want.
so what I'm hearing from you is that your genre will find you, and romance is your genre.
Well, I love romance. I guess romantasy is probably like up
Your
there. I
fave.
love romance and
Uh-huh.
romantasy and fantasy, but yeah, romance is probably, up there too. I'm
Yeah.
not really this is my favorite. I like have favorites, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
romance, fantasy, those are my tops, I would say.
Yeah. I like you were talking about, with a couple of indie authors. I think this space is just so perfect for that, to connect people like yourself who are, trying to connect with the indie authors. And, it's just so beneficial for everyone to have audio with their books. An indie author, you're just getting yourself in front of that many more people. And you also, it's helpful to you to have more under your belt. So I love the connection of, you guys and indie authors. Hi, Jess. So yeah, I think it's such a match made in heaven, this space, and being able to connect you guys to each other. And that's kind of one of the reasons why I do this, is because, I want to connect those worlds as much as possible, because I think it's, like I said, it's just beneficial for everyone. But so you love romance, you love fantasy romance, you love fantasy. You've done a lot of solo narration.
I've done
Um
all solo narration.
all solo
Other
narration,
than
but
this is like Vandalore is my first duet.
mhm.
So, and I don't think I already mentioned this last time, but DB and I are looks like we're going to be doing my next one. So I roped him into doing a project with me.
I am so excited.
So I am too. We're very aligned artistically. We've been getting to
Yes.
know each other over the last probably month.
Yep. Hey,
And
Christina.
yeah. Anyway, it's going to be fun. I'm so excited because he's an actor, more like screen acting,
He
but
is. Yes.
it just, I haven't been around like actors for a while. And so
Mhm.
we've been talking about actory things, and I've like sent him a few things that I've seen like online about, like, I don't know, like actors talking about theory or technique or whatnot.
Mhm.
So yeah, so I'm kind of geeking out on that. But yeah,
Yeah.
all solo narration so far.
Yeah. He's a good one to geek out with. Yeah. Yeah, I'm so excited about hearing you two together. I think it's going to be amazing. Um But so you've done all solo narration, so that requires a lot of input, I would think, from an author for you to you. Do you get very much input from your authors, and do you like having that, or do you like to kind of interpret for yourself? Especially in a solo narration, you're basically doing everything. So,
That is a very thoughtful question. So when I work with indie authors, I have templates. So I basically ask them for, I mean, you've heard this before, but pronunciations, that's always
mm-hmm,
important.
mm-hmm,
But I ask them to complete a template for like, uh, tell me all about their characters.
mm,
So my experience has run the gamut. You know, there are some indie authors that want to throw everything but the kitchen sink at me, all the details. I mean, I tell them as many details as you can provide are going to help me create the character.
mm-hmm.
Um, but there are some that just kind of want to hand it off to me, just trust me from the start and just hear you
Yeah,
do it. I'm
yeah,
fine with either. I'm a very instinctive actor.
mm-hmm,
I don't know. I kind of see that as my superpower. So I feel confident enough in my skills, even if I don't get a lot from them, that
mm-hmm.
I can deliver the story.
Yeah,
I also have, Jessica is doing a lot of prepping. She's doing all my prepping now. So,
awesome.
she's the one that even if we get character descriptions, she's still adding her own, she's still doing a lot of that on her own too, and that's been extremely helpful for me. But
Yeah,
yeah, just that. And then I, you know, one of the reasons I love doing this is because I choose who I work with and who I don't want to work with. I
yep,
choose what projects I want to do and what projects I don't think are a good fit. And even if I make a wrong choice,
mm-hmm.
I don't have to work with that person again, or we don't have to work together again.
Absolutely, yeah.
But I'm a very big collaborator. Freedom is very important to me. So with my authors, like, I don't have set in stone deadlines. I have target dates. I'm not going to go over like grossly, but I have a target window because there are so many things that impact the work.
Mm-hmm.
Environmental noise, the health of my voice, so many different things, and it's an art form, and the most important thing to me is the quality of my performance, and am I
Mm-hmm.
delivering that story at the best of my ability for the author, because it's still a service business. I'm still providing a service, and
Absolutely.
it's not all about me. It's about the
Right.
story and what,
Hmm.
you know, it's the author's baby, so
Right.
I want to do it justice as much as I can. So, and
Yeah.
I want the trust that I know what the F I'm doing, because I do.
Yeah. Yeah. Clearly. I mean, I think that's very important. I mean, a lot of people say, and again, especially in the case of indie authors, you are dealing with someone who has put literally everything they have into that book. Pretty much everyone that I talked to has said, it's like my my customer, the person that I care the most about impressing is obviously the author. Is definitely, obviously we want listeners to love what we do and we want them to be happy with the stories and all that. But if the author's happy, that's what really matters. So yeah, you have to take that into consideration, and you have to do the best you can with what you're given. And I can understand why some authors don't really know what to tell you how to do. They have what's in their head, but it may not be helpful to you as an actor what's in their head. So, you know,
Well, a lot of
it's
them don't. A lot of them don't know. Like, this is my art form, and especially a lot of new indie authors. They don't. They're a little terrified. They don't know how to
mhm,
start the process. They don't know what they don't know. Um, and I'm like the perfect person to work with because I'm a collaborator. So I
yeah.
often get people reaching out to me like on ACX because I have a profile there. I have lots of authors that'll write to me, and even if like I can't audition for one of their for whatever reason, I'm like, use me as a resource. Do you have any questions? You know, I love this industry. I love what I do. I love audio, and use me as a resource. I've helped authors make decisions about casting. Given them guidance. I will meet with them and talk with them over the phone. Um, yeah, it's just what I do is so important, and I just love this industry. And I always tell them, even if we're not going to work together or you choose somebody else, just pick my brain
Yeah.
if you want. I'm here. I know the process is really intimidating if you've never done it before, but it's actually really, really simple. You just need to find the
Yeah.
right person to work with.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, again, that's so clear. You are so open, so collaborative, and I think people feel that, and that's why people do reach out to you and contact you because they know that you really mean it when you say, I'm happy to help, whatever you need, kind of thing. So I think it's very obvious that that's how you feel. um so were you an audiobook listener before you started doing this?
oh yeah, yeah, I was. Yeah, I love the medium. I mean, I
Mhm.
was listening to like books on tape when I was a kid. Like
Same.
I remember, I think it was a NPR production. They did a whole production of Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. I have the
Wow.
CDs. It's like, I don't know, they're like 12 CDs or something for Lord of the Rings. Cannot tell you how many times I've listened to that. Maybe not recently, but
Right.
I used to listen to it when I would go home to Indiana and visit my parents because it's 4.5 hours there and 4.5 hours back. And I would listen
Mhm.
to it. And you had like a company of actors, but each of the actors had like a series of roles. And it was like a multicast audiobook production.
Mhm.
Um oh man, I just love that so much. Um yeah, and then there's some other audiobooks I've listened to that I love too. It's hard to find time, so I usually only get to do it when I'm walking.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm loving well, I don't know if you noticed, but I just launched like a passion project of mine, which I calling the Undiscovered Narrator
I
series.
did notice that. It's on
Uh,
my paper. That is
okay.
amazing.
Well, we can get to that, but I'm listening
Oh
to
no, you can
Alice.
talk about it.
Oh,
It's fine. Yeah, go ahead. It's fine.
I'm listening to Alice Wild now, and Alice. I met Alice. I don't even like remember how we met online. She's in the UK. I think it was because Angelina's book, The Source of Storms, really caught my attention. I think Angelina caught my attention online. And I'm like, who is this? And what is this book? And I was so just like taken with her, how she was presenting herself visually
Mhm.
and kind of lyrically, her writing. And then I noticed that she had an audition up for the book, but she was looking for a British voice. And Alice was the one that got cast. So I'm like, I'm following Alice because I want to hear this book, you know?
Right.
And I don't know, just slowly, you know how it happens. And now we're like buddies and we have, you know, we're connected on WhatsApp. But I am really, really particular about my narration. I mean, even before I was doing this, like
Sure.
I'm just really particular. Like I do not care for narrators. Again, I'm not judging we're all different, but for
Sure.
me, I don't like that really polished, pretty voice. I don't
Mm-hmm.
want, because when I hear a really polished, pretty voice, it to me it's like it makes it all about the narrator and their voice. And I
Yeah.
want to be a voice. I like to hear voices that are like the guide through the story, but you help the listener kind of sink into the story like quicksand. And then
Mm-hmm.
they know you're there, they feel your presence, but you're not necessarily seen. And you're not
Mm-hmm.
necessarily hearing the narrator, you're hearing the story and the characters
Right.
in the story and the writer's voice. And those are the kind of narrators, like really grounding, just really emotionally connected, real voices. And that's like, you know, in the all of the content I wrote around this series, I'm like saying Alice is like my perfect narrator because she does all of those things. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm listening to a book that she just released not too long ago called Oceans of Ink. So that's what I'm listening to right now. I'm just like, it takes me a long time to get through the book, you know, because I'm
I
only
get it.
walking. Um, and then, you know, I do it for my work. So, um, yeah,
Yeah.
but she's exactly like, there's so many narrators like me that I don't want to come across like I have a chip on my shoulder. I don't, but you know, we all see the same set of narrators, all always promoted all the time. They're always there. I mean, they're there for a reason, like they're good, but there's so
Absolutely.
many other narrators that are so talented that are just trying to get visibility and traction, and they're like really talented. And Alex
Especially
is
female narrators.
especially females. Yeah, males, again, I don't want to seem like I have a chip on my shoulder, but just the reality is the males in the business are put on a pedestal and they don't even have to be as
It's easier to be
talented.
noticed. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
you know, and even more if they, you know, want to go thirst trapping on their pages, which I
Mm-hmm.
just kind of roll my eyes at. But uh yeah, so I mean, yeah, so and I mean I will definitely like would like some men in my series at some point, but I'm not really telling people how I'm choosing, but and I'm not doing like a submission form or anything. I'm just I'm just like curating the list of people
Mm-hmm.
that I notice and that I want to elevate. So, you know, I started with Angie and Alice. So, and that book is fucking amazing. And my team, I've got like almost 20 people of my team members that are, you know, signed up to listen to this book. So, and promote this book and this collaboration. So yeah, I'm
I
just,
mean, that's just a whole nother thing, Tiffany. Like you're taking your team, the people who are there to support and promote you, and letting them promote a completely other person
well,
because that's, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm the same way. I do the same things. It's beneficial to you and it's beneficial, to us as people. But at the same time, you still should be recognized for the fact that you are doing that. Um,
well, thank you. I just, you know, I built the team with Jessica and from the beginning, like, I don't want my team to be like transactional and that it's all about me. Listen to my books, give me a review. Um, I I paid attention for like months to what other narrators and authors were doing in the space when they were looking for teams. And
yeah.
often it's just post on social media. You want a free book, review me. And I'm like,
Yeah.
no, that's just like, that doesn't fit me. That doesn't fit me. I want to build a community and I want there to be like, it to be reciprocal. I want to build relationships. And
Yeah.
that's what we did with the team. And we just had a team member like a week ago tell me she came in and she asked like a question that was important to her relative to the book community, something she had an idea about, but she said, I didn't feel comfortable asking in any of my groups. This is the group I felt comfortable asking this question in. And I like said to
That's
Jessica,
amazing.
I mean, like, that is exactly what we wanted to create. And that right there tells me that we've created it.
You're doing it.
Um,
Yeah.
and I have some of the team that's in here, but yeah, I just, so having this like benefit, it's giving them a chance to hear other voices, but it's also like, I mean, I could talk about this for days, but it's also that, we're all terrified of AI, and I was just tired of being terrified of AI. I'm
Mm,
just tired of it. So what can I do? What can you do, Tiffany? And I'm like, well, I want to elevate human. I want to
yep.
show everyone what the human voice can do. I don't want to go out there and use my platform and bitch and complain and all nitpick all of the AI stuff like that. I want to do the opposite. The opposite is, okay, I'll elevate the human voice. I will
Yeah.
show what we can do. I will show myself and I will show other people. So that's kind of partially where the series kind of was born from as well.
Yeah. I mean, same. I get it. Like I feel the same way. That's exactly my goal. Obviously, I love talking to you guys and it's fun for me and it's enjoyable and I love getting the insight into how you guys do, but that honestly, that's exactly why I started doing this as well. So, I mean, I get it. I completely
I
get it.
love that you're doing it. And I've already told you like 3 times how good you are at it. So
Well, we don't yeah, okay.
I won't
Now
make you
we're
get the tissue. I don't make you bring out the tissues, but
Yeah, no,
I mean,
now we're gonna get uncomfortable. Okay. Um but okay, so this is something that I always ask all of my female narrators that I have on or fem narrators is that um for me the romance industry is extremely important. I think thank you, Des. I think that it's very important to women. It's very important to the world. It's very important for everyone to be involved, men included in the romance genre. So, how do you feel about romance culturally? What do you feel like is the most important thing to you about getting romance out there and for people to know the importance of it?
um, yeah, I heard you ask Shiloh that, and I loved your conversation around that. I mentioned that I started reading romance probably when I was in middle school. I
Mm-hmm.
read all of the like YA romance books for a long time, and then eventually like I graduated to like adult, like Harlequin and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's a really good question. I could answer it in so many ways. It is important, and I have always been the person that like you maybe not as much today, though still it is, but uh, romance was always like looked down on as a genre. It was
Mm-hmm.
like pedestrian, kind of like how people want to look down at Stephen King, which is, freaking ridiculous. But um, I was,
Any reason to feel superior to someone else?
yeah, right.
You know.
He's not a real writer. It's the same with romance writers, and people like would be readers, but they wouldn't want to admit that they were readers, or even just uh, film, TV, I just decided like, no, I'm just gonna tell people I love romance. Like
Same.
I'm not gonna hide it. I love it. I mean, I used to think I wanted to write romance. I think I would have if I don't know. I have too many other things I want to do, but I like come up with great stories. I just
Hmm.
need somebody else to write them for me. But
Amen.
I think they're empowering.
Hmm.
It's the whole like I don't know if you're a fan of like Outlander the series, but if you like when they first did the wedding scene and all over the media it was like because it was directed by a woman, it was directed from like the female gaze. And
Hmm.
that is when I don't know, that started happening more. That was like a trend. It started happening more. But that's how I feel about, romance. So,
Hmm.
all different genres of romance. I mean, I set up my pseudonym Fanny to like dabble in dark romance.
Hmm.
So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I answered your question. I
It's
think it's
okay.
really important.
It is.
Acceptance, fantasy,
Empathy.
empathy. I mean, I know there are a lot of women out there that I don't know, you can live out your dreams in romance. And,
Hmm.
you might not have those dreams might not be able to be a reality.
Yeah.
And that's okay. I don't maybe it's not okay, but you can live out that in whatever kind of book you want. It's out
Yeah.
there, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Yeah. I was talking about that the other day with someone who, I was talking to Ash about it the other day because he was like, sometimes when I do dark romance, I feel like, oh, this is awful, or this is too harsh or too much or whatever. And I said, but yeah, I said, but when you think about it, yes, it's awful, it's harsh, but it's happened to someone, and someone has been through that. None of this is fantastic. None of these dark romances are fantastic. None of them are out of the realm of possibility. Someone has been through all of that. And so, just you putting that out there in the world for maybe that person to one day hear is huge. It's a huge deal. I mean,
It
it
is.
is the
And it's
the core of
sobering, isn't it?
representation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel that too. And I'm kind of honored actually. I feel very honored to be able to carry those stories. Well, all kinds of stories, romance. So,
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it's one of the reasons why, I always ask, I think a lot of people will get caught up in triggers and they'll get caught up in hard nose and things like that. And
mhm.
and while I respect everyone's um, need to protect their mental health and things like that, I also feel like if things like that don't particularly bother you or don't trigger anything in you, it is a privilege to be able to put that out in the world, for people who do need to be heard and do have had those experiences. So I encourage people, even though they think things are awful or terrible or taboo or whatever, you know, it's still important. It still needs to be put out there. And so I think romance is extremely important. I think it's an easy way to get that out there. It teaches people empathy. I can't tell you how many times I've read a book and gone, "Whoa, I can't believe that somebody," and you stare and you go, "Surely no one, surely that's never happened." No, it has. It has. you know, and that's the sad but true part of it. So I just think that obviously we talk about how much representation matters in so many different things, but I don't think anyone realizes how much the romance genre provides as far as representation. And I think it's way looked over.
I agree with you 100%.
Yeah. So that's another one of my goals, is for people to understand that, and then also for people to not be ashamed that they enjoy and love romance, because
Yes.
there's nothing wrong
Yes.
with it. Nothing
No.
wrong with it. So, you know, but that's just something else that we have in common, is that I have never been, ever since I started this page, or whatever you want to call it, journey, I've never been ashamed of anything that I've read or liked, and I will never be. So,
Nope. You should wear it on your sleeve.
Hmm. Because if we're not, I mean, if I don't, then no one else will. If I don't, if I'm not comfortable enough in myself to say what I enjoy and what I like to read, then no one, then I'm not going to inspire anyone else to do that. So,
No, you're true. And, I have ADHD. So when I found out I had it, I'm like, I don't hide it. Um, I mean, I
yeah,
might, if I was in a community that was highly judgmental, I might just, but I don't. I put it out there. I talk about it all the time because it's just a huge part of who I am. So, and I
same.
want other people to know that it's normal. So,
Exactly,
uh,
exactly. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and I do I try to do that as well with, mental health issues and things like that. Like it's just it's so common, it's so normal and
Hmm.
it needs to be made to everyone needs to feel normal in those things.
Agreed.
So what are some things I think you will probably have some great insight into this? What are some things about this industry that you think could be improved?
Oh, that's a good question. What about this? Well, I mean, I've already kind of talked about my undiscovered program. So that's
Hmm.
like elevating, just trying to get listeners to try new voices. I think that's really important. Gosh, that's a really good question. Uh, I don't know. It's hard for me to answer because I love so much of this community.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
no, I mean, I think that it's not necessarily about the community. I think that the issues in the are that come from this mostly come from the business side of things, the money side of things, the things that usually cause issues with everything, is yes, Lucas, pay equality, those kind of things.
I mean,
You know,
yeah,
they're the
I-
same issues that plague everything,
yeah,
you know.
uh, I mean, narrators are artists, but we're also business people,
Mhm.
and we have to act like business. We have to act like entrepreneurs. So
Yeah, you're your own business.
we have to advocate for ourselves,
Yeah.
for pay, for equality, for against virtual voices, all of this stuff. I'm involved in, I'm a member of the National Association of Voice Actors. I joined the Professional Audiobook Narrators Association. I work on the recognitions committee. Like, I'm trying to give back in other ways. I'm
Mhm.
trying to say, like, keep a pulse on everything. If narrators come to me, I try to be very open, like like you've already recognized, to help other narrators make hard choices or hard decisions. I want people, like, if I can be a mentor to others. um there's so many aspects of this business, and it's a long game. There's so many voice actors and narrators that think it's easy to gain traction. I mean, I just listened to I'm trying to remember. There was like this big voiceover series, and Karen Gilfrey, there was a little clip from her, and she's talking about like one of the pay to play platforms. Like, the average is you have to do like, I think she said like 100 auditions, or 80 to 100 auditions before you'll like land a booking.
Yeah.
Um, you know, but yeah, I mean, it's hard work, and if you really want to do it, don't give up.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think there's just there is a lot of misconceptions about it because I think the fact that, we do have this social media aspect to everything now, and it is being done so much in front of, in full view of everyone. There are a lot of people who kind of go, well, I could do that, or, I think I could, do that. And that's fine. There are people out there, obviously, that are untapped talent. I don't mean to, say that they're not, but I think it does kind of give that whole vibe of it's easy. We're just sitting here, reading a book, in our house,
Yeah.
and it does kind of give off that,
It
you could
does.
do
And
it.
as much as I want to be supportive of anybody that wants to be in this business, like I worked hard to get here. I just explained, like I studied theater a lot. I stage actor. I studied a lot. I've spent a lot of money on training and on, anyway, the other thing is like, I said it's a service business. So if you're going out there and you're auditioning to do, produce a book without any, like, I know there are voice actors out there that are basically saying all you need to do is get on ACX, buy this microphone, this interface, have a computer, do this, and then you learn as you
I mean,
go.
I have
Like,
literally heard that. Yes.
yeah. And I'm like, okay, that's one perspective, but the other perspective is, oh, and then they say, and then you can figure out how to do the job. I'm like, no, you're providing a service to a client. You need to know what the F you're doing before you do it. You don't
Mhm.
figure it out on the job. If you want to figure it out, go pick books and practice and
Yeah.
learn the craft before you um, put yourself out there so that people are charging for your services. I don't know. Um, yeah,
It's just a it's a matter, it's again, it's the same vein of it's respect for the people who you are working for, and respect that enough to put in the work before you try to do the work.
yeah.
But I mean, I get it. Like there are some people who are raw natural talent and can do things
Just
very
like in any
easily.
field. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. And that's okay. I mean, I'm not saying that those people shouldn't do this, but I'm not saying anyone shouldn't do this, honestly. I mean, there's there's a place for everyone, really and truly, in this industry. There's all kinds of things that you can do.
I agree. I
Um,
just I just take issue if you're not going to be upfront about you not knowing what you're
your
doing,
level.
and you're
Hmm.
you're you're presenting yourself as a professional narrator, but you don't know how to do the job. And
Yeah,
you're selling your services to an indie author. I think that's really unfair to the author. So
yeah,
so when I said I counsel authors sometimes, I'm like, you don't just listen to the voice. It's not
yeah.
about the voice. It is, but it's about all these other things. And you may like the voice, you may like the sound of the voice, but that voice has to carry your whole book. The
Hmm.
hills and the valleys, whatever your characters endure, they have to set the tension and go through all of the character development. They need to be able to handle characterize all these different characters in your book, these different voices, and they need to be a professional.
Yeah,
Do all of the things that professionals do and know what they're doing, and their audio has to be good. That's the thing. Like a lot of authors don't understand what good audio is.
yeah,
Um, and so like if they're auditioning for your book and you can hear dogs barking in the background or lawnmowers or papers rustling, I'm like no, that is not a professional narrator. They
yeah.
may be
I
one day, but
yeah.
not at this juncture.
Right, right.
So
Absolutely. I mean, everybody has to start somewhere, but yes, like you said, just be upfront about it. Um, well, so on that kind of vein, what are some of the things that draw you in to a project? What are some of the things that when you see, because you said before you're kind of you are very particular about what you do, what you put your voice to. So what are the things that draw you into something?
well, those genres, like I love romantasy, fantasy, romance. It Like I said, I kind of steer clear of like rom-coms just because I don't feel like maybe I'm a good fit for it. I like And when I was a stage actor, I was always like, I'm the dramatic actor. I'm not the comedian. Like
Hmm.
I didn't. It wasn't like a superiority thing. I just didn't think I could do comedy
Interesting.
as well as I could do drama. I think I'm probably wrong. Like there's a book that I did, Cromwell Rules. That's really not easy to say.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, on your
And I
Audible. Hmm.
have I had a new team member review it, and then she like was posted in the group chat that she loved the book and she loved my voice. And then another team member came and said, "Oh, I really love Tiffany's voice on that." I don't know, maybe that was deep, but I'm like, when I started that book and I started recording, I'm like, I don't know if I'm the right voice for this.
Yeah.
I literally was saying that to myself, but the
Yeah.
author was happy with it. Everybody's been happy with it. So maybe that was just me, but I do like the emotional vulnerability. I like, I like the FMCs where, well, and the MMCs, but where they're, they have this outward facade and where they're doing the dialogue, but then you hear their internal thoughts and they're like the opposite, so
Yeah.
like they're showing strength but they're really vulnerable, or they're showing
Yeah.
restraint but they're really like, I don't know, passionate, or like attracted to this guy.
Yeah.
I love all of that emotional depth, so those things attract me. Mystery thrillers, I love a YA story, like coming of age story. So first it
Hmm.
has to be the story and the vibe, then I'll check out the authors. I want to work with authors that anymore now. When I was first starting, I was just looking to build my portfolio in genres that I wanted to be working in. But
Right.
now like I look for, is that author like committed to their book? Are they promoting their book? Are they marketing?
True. Yeah.
um are they investing in themselves, in
Yeah.
their art?
You don't
And then
want to be carrying that for sure.
yeah, and then I'm looking for collaborate, like people that are collaborative. So I've started asking authors now that want to work with me, um are you, what's most important to you? What's your priority? That you have the right voice and partner for your production, or are you more concerned about like meeting a certain deadline? Because
Yeah.
we have to book out.
Yeah.
And I have a process, and I don't want to feel like it's all about me driving to a deadline, because that's going to
Yeah.
impact like my performance. And
Yeah.
like I said, I want freedom and trust. I want somebody that's not going like I think a lot of narrators will, like, if you post an audition and you write like paragraph after paragraph on like the characters for the audition,
Yeah.
and you're writing direction in that, like, in this scene I want to hear I want to see the narrator do X, Y, and Z. I'm not auditioning for that. Like, I'm a
Yeah.
professional actor. I don't want to be directed. If I
Yeah.
was doing a show on Broadway with a director, or doing an audiobook with a director, that's one thing, but
Right.
um yeah, I just want to work with good people. Like if I meet with somebody and I like them, like
Hmm.
I had this author reach out to me, and she found me on social media, and I had already known about her because I'd seen an audition for one of her books, and I didn't get an audition for it, for one reason or another. But we started chatting, and she's like, she just really wanted to work with me. I'm like, okay, well, I had to feel her out. We had a long conversation, and she's like a very instinctive person, and we're like kindred spirits. So
Yeah.
I'm a very instinctive person. So
Yeah. It's nice when you find people that you can do that with, especially if they're, going to end up writing a lot of books that you can collaborate on together, or like, you find fellow narrators that you just vibe with, that, you do have that
that's
kind of
important to me.
relationship. Yeah. It's very
Yeah.
important.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Lucas has been telling me since we met that I need to build my own roster of male
You
narrators.
need a harem. You need a
And I'm
harem.
like, uh, you can do that really easily because you're a man. Like, I think he posted in a Facebook group, and he built like Yeah, actually, I've never told him this, but my husband used to call it like his harem of the lady narrators. He's been trying to get me to do that, and I'm like, I just had it. I told him recently.
I mean, Lucas is in one. He can be in another one.
He's like the only person I'm working with, one of the only people I work with now, and I'm like,
Stable of studs.
yeah, stable of studs. Yeah, yeah.
I see how
He
you trademarked that,
did it.
Lucas.
He
Good
did
job,
it.
buddy.
I'm like, you know what? It's all fine to like laugh about it or talk about it, but I'm really particular about who I work with. Talent wise, I want them to be like, they have to measure up to what I'm looking for in a partner. They
Yeah.
have to be reliable and trustworthy and fun to work with. And I want to feel like I'm on equal footing with them. And I have
Yeah.
approached two or three male narrators over the last over a year, whatever, and none of them have like the just no. And I mean, before I reached, yeah, I mean, I do a lot of due diligence.
Yeah.
I talk a lot. I feel around, like, yeah. So
I feel like I feel like that's a main theme in how you move.
there,
A lot
oh,
of diligence. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
I think that, but I mean, hey, that's why it turns out so well too. I mean, like you research, you do the work before you jump in, and I think
That's the
that's
idea, but you gotta have
yeah.
a fail safe because it's not always gonna work. At some point, it's
No,
gonna like
I
blow up.
mean, nothing's always gonna work.
Yeah,
But yeah, yeah, you're trying, you're doing it.
yeah.
Okay, so we do have, I mean, we just kind of started talking about it, but we do have this mutual friend, uh,
Yeah,
Lucas Troy. So I know he's in here, so we can't say too much about him, but what do you really think about old Lucas Troy?
what do I think about him?
Yeah,
Um, I love him. He,
I know, right? It's
yeah,
so annoying, isn't it?
uh, he's been a really good friend to me. I'm very grateful. Um, yeah, and we've done some promos for Ivy Shady, but we haven't
I
actually.
saw those.
We've
So
got
good.
we did so much audio. She has not. She like can't keep up with us. So she's like, I know, you did all this audio for me, and I'm really slow in getting it out there. So and we would actually like to, because Fanny, I literally just launched Fanny and I'm still finishing her first book, but I've had like two or three team members. They're like, we want to see Fanny and Lucas do a dark romance. So
For sure.
um maybe, yeah, we can work on that. But he shares stuff with me, like he shares his clips, and I try to be supportive. So
Yeah. He's really a pretty cool dude. We love you, Lucas. You're very supportive. Honestly, truthfully, one of the most supportive and collaborative people on this app, honestly.
yep, I'm not
Yeah,
gonna say.
I hate to admit it, but yeah, he's pretty cool. We like him. Yeah, you're all right, Lucas. You're all right. You're all right. Don't let it go to your head. My goal, I'm manifesting full time for Lucas. I need Lucas to
Oh yeah,
to go full time.
I think
That's my
we're all helping him with that.
yes. We need Lucas to just be able to do his books and that's it. So I'm putting that in the universe. I like to do that. So you talked a lot about people that you look up to and things like that. Do you have any favorite narrators right now that maybe aren't as well known, or someone that you really are like vibing on right now, or someone that you've noticed that you really enjoy?
Well, I mean, Alice, I already
Yes,
mentioned. So, yeah. Um, I don't listen to a lot of the big narrators. I just grabbed like 30 audios from the Audible
in
sale,
the sale.
and I did grab some of those, but um I need to be really careful about who I listen to
Mm-hmm.
because I want to maintain me and how I do my narration, and I don't want to be
Oh,
influenced by
yeah.
you know, so
I
I'm just
understand that.
careful. Like I want to do it kind of also for, I'm a very career strategic person. Ask Lucas or Dee or Jessica. Um, so I want to do it also like for market research. I want to know like
Hmm.
why this narrator is so hot, and every time somebody asks who your favorite narrator is, they bring her up. I'm
Yeah,
like, what is that about her? Like,
yeah.
anyway, but yeah, I try to, yeah, I kind of careful about that, I guess.
That makes sense. No, I understand that. Like
From an
you,
artistic standpoint, like it has nothing to do with like them. It's all about
no, I get it.
me trying to maintain my individuality, I guess. I don't know
Yeah.
how, I've never really talked about it before, but I mean, that's, I guess, how I would articulate it.
Well, I think it's only natural to, especially if you're listening to something that is popular or something that other people enjoy, it's only natural, I think, to kind of try to imitate that a little bit, and so you don't want to do that because that's not who you are.
Yeah, I'm like
Um,
not an imitator at all.
yeah,
I get really triggered by that actually. I'm like, do you. You
yeah,
can, I'm fine like, being inspired by other people.
yeah,
But I want to do my own thing, you
yeah,
know. Um,
absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that makes sense. And honestly, a lot of a lot of people that I talk to, they don't have time. They don't listen to anything. I mean, and no one, and honestly, hardly anyone even listens to themselves, to be honest. They're like, oh, I can't listen to myself. I can't. I'm too
Yeah.
critical, or
That's
um,
not me. I have to listen. I'm like a professional, like sports, professional sports. Like I have to listen back. Not all
mm-hmm,
the time. I don't do it as much as I used to when I was starting out.
mm-hmm,
But I mean, I'll do quality control. Like if I'm going on a road trip, I'll like listen to a chapter that I did. I just want to keep a pulse on like how I'm doing, how I'm sounding. Am I growing as a
yeah.
narrator? Am I delivering what I think I'm delivering? Yeah. So
So
if I like it, then I know like I'm in the sweet spot. Like with my
yeah,
male voices, like if I can forget that that's me, I know
right.
it
That's
sounds
the
crazy,
goal.
but if I forget that it's me, then I know that I'm hitting it. So
Yeah. No, I think that's definitely the goal. Like, and I think that part of the reason why, I mean, I've had this conversation before. Obviously, there is a lot of validity to dual and solo narration. There's a lot of books that are better that way. There's a lot of, things that call for that. Um, and part of the reason why, it gets a bad rap is because some people just don't put that effort into trying to, make those voices believable or, you know, sound right. Um, I've had a lot of the females that I've interviewed just be like, "Can you just try a little harder, just like a little harder to do a female, to do a female voice?" Um, so yeah, I think it's just sometimes it's just a matter of effort, just to
it can be. I also think that, it's a matter of range. I mean, I've had a narrator, female narrator friend of mine. She's like, I just so envious of you have the middle range voice, so
sure,
you can do like really believable male voices. And I'm always getting feedback that can you go a little lower? Can you go a little lower? And she's got like a higher pitched, more ingenue type voice. So
yeah,
I mean, it's just hard for her.
it is
Um,
hard, yeah,
but I think we also need to know like what our limitations are too, as narrators and in voice actors, like, and not just take on any project. Or one of those things is like accents. Like I'm more for like authentic casting. There's a thing, especially like with the indie authors, where narrators want to do like a Brit accent, for example. And
hmm
I'm sorry, but they sound like fucking shit. They do not sound, and I don't know.
or a
Maybe it's because,
caricature,
yeah, and maybe it's because like I'm a trained actor,
Mm-hmm.
but I can smell that a mile away. Like I had somebody tell me, an author that I worked with, your voice really reminds me of this one narrator, and I just loved her narration. So I went and listened to it. I'm like listening to the sample, and she's speaking in a Brit accent. And I'm like, her narration's fine, but she does not sound like a native speaker. And I went and found her, and no, she's not. But she narrated a whole book with a Brit accent. And I just like, I don't know. You do you, boo, but that's just not artistically. No. I don't. I mean, I'll do accents for like minor and side characters. That's
Mm-hmm.
fine.
Yes.
And I do need to work on, I do want to do more accent work in the future, but I just have other priorities right now with my
Mm-hmm.
business. But I'm not going to be narrating a whole book in a non-native voice. I'm
I
just
agree.
not. You need to hire a Brit actor to do that. You know,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
how that's that's my soapbox.
No, I get it. I agree. I mean, and it is. It's difficult. Like you said, a side character, a chapter here, a chapter there. That's one thing, but an entire book in a non-native accent is. I mean, that's just almost impossible.
You wouldn't do that if you were working for a publisher. Publishers don't do that. Publishers would hire.
Absolutely not.
But
Yeah.
but still, a lot of narrators want to do it for like indie productions, and some indie authors are asking for that too.
Right.
So
Right.
they want that, and so
Yeah, I was talking to, I think it was, I can't remember who I was talking to the other day, but they had an indie author who was like, I want you to use this accent. And she was like, well, I don't really do that accent very well. Like, and they were like, well, send me a sample. And so she sent him a sample, and then they were like, it's fine, just do the whole, and she's just like, okay, so it's, it is kind of, up to
I get
the,
that, but I would be like, okay, I'm not doing the book. I'm not. I just like I
right?
have standards, and I don't have a problem saying no.
Yeah.
So if you go back to like problems in the industry or what I think could be changed, like I think narrators need to not take projects that aren't a good fit for them just because they have like a scarcity mindset. They're
Yeah.
afraid they're not going to get a project.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's going to come back to bite them in the ass.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I get it. I don't disagree with you at all. I think that's very, I mean, I think that's something that people should think about. But like you said, there's so many people trying to get started in this industry, and they have that, fear that if they say no, they're not going to get anything else. And,
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Or they think
yeah,
that it makes them a better actor if they can do accents. And I'm like,
yeah.
if you do the accents authentic,
Well,
well, but most of them don't. So, yeah,
yeah.
accents
Yeah.
are
Talking to DB about that too, because he was, he often gets very annoyed with people who try to do Irish
good. Yeah.
accents.
I talked to him about it too.
Hmm.
We because he loves fantasy romantasy too. And so we're talking
Hmm.
about we're doing like, I don't know, when we got to do this one project first. And
Yeah.
he's on like his road trip that he talked to you about.
Yes, he's
Um,
he's
so we're
having a good
not.
time.
I'm like, when he gets back, he's gonna reach out. But we were talking about. He's like, I'd like to do some other like. We could do some other projects together. Like, keep me in mind. I'm like, yeah, I would love to. I'm really good. We can figure out like. Yeah, I want to do like some targeted outreach for authors. Maybe we can do some samples
Hmm.
with some authors, like some collabs, and uh but I'm like, but you're gonna use your authentic voice. Like in fantasy you can totally do that. We can totally have
Hmm.
the MMC. um yeah, it's harder in other genres because like in romance, like
Yeah,
maybe it
you're
would be
either a mafia
mafia.
guy or
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
But in fantasy and romantasy it just doesn't matter because
yeah,
everybody, like, they're all creatures.
yeah. There's no Irish cowboys usually, or
Right.
So yeah, you're kind of limited. Bless his heart. But he's so great. I can't wait to hear what you two do together. Y'all are gonna be great. It's gonna be
Yeah,
awesome.
that might be one you'll like. It's with a Canadian author, um, Laura L. Meredith, It's called Kilorglin.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been sitting in my, I was supposed to do it solo. And I just been thinking this whole time, this book would be so much better if I can find an Irish male narrator. And I
Mm,
reached out to a couple people, but I just like, no, no, they're not going to work. And then I kind of gave up actually. I'm like, I'm going to have to do this book solo.
mm-hmm.
Um, and and then I did that 20th book like celebration on like post of my 20th solo book. And this person like commented on threads, this like really kind, supportive, like, who is this? I've never heard of this person. And it was him. And he's an
Yeah.
Irish male narrator. I'm like, oh my God, like I need an Irish male narrator. What are the odds that he would like post? I don't know who he is. I even went on trying to look for an Irish male narrator. Anyway, so that's how it started. So
Yeah.
I love organic friendships, like how relationships like that start.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So I think it's gonna be really good. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm excited. I'm very excited. Okay. Well, are you ready for a little mild tempo questions about nothing?
Yeah, I am. I'm totally
Uh,
game.
okay. All right. Here we go. Tiffany, what is your favorite color?
Probably green.
I
Shades
knew
of
you were
green.
going to say.
I love
I just
green.
had a feeling you were going to say that. What is your comfort food?
Comfort food, comfort food. I love like sushi, I guess. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Probably a lot. Like I said, I don't have favorites, but that's the first thing that came to mind.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's, yeah.
Hmm.
So, are there any songs that you currently can't get out of your head?
Yeah, this is so the uh the book Legends of Vandalore that I'm doing with Tim Ratliff, the author Chad had his childhood friend who's a composer compose music for it. And every time I did like a post
What?
this morning with the music in the background, originally like the Vandalore theme, and every time I play that, I can't stop hearing it in my head. So all day long,
Wow.
I've been hearing it. Yeah, it's like the epic fantasy theme. So that is what's currently going on in my head all day long.
Uh, that makes sense. Wow, that's very cool. So, are you a big music fan? Are you a big music lover? Do you?
Uh, I am, yes, but I feel like I'm really out of touch with it since I started. Like I work a lot. Like I'm very ambitious and I love this work so much.
Hmm.
So, like I had
Hmm.
mentioned, my work-life balance kind of sucks right now. But my husband and I used to go, we still do, but not as much as we did before COVID. But we love live music.
Yeah.
So,
So, what's your
yeah.
favorite concert experience then? That was what I was going to
Oh,
ask you.
probably the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival. Um, Probably that was 3 years ago. That was freaking phenomenal. We went with a couple friends of ours.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, that's great. Great festival.
Oh,
So,
I love that. That sounds fun. Okay. This is a fun question. What is one character, past or present, that you would love to either play or voice? It can be animated, it can be movies, books, anything. Just a character that you really love that you would love to one day act or voice.
um, okay, I'm gonna like flip this question a little bit because, I made a point to say like, like I want to be an individual. So I want to land like a big romantasy series. So
Okay.
I don't have like a character, like I want to be that character. Like
Yeah.
I want to originate a character myself
Yeah. I
in
love
like
that.
in a big series. So yeah, that's my answer. I'm manifesting.
We're, we're
Manifesting.
sprinkling manifest dust
Yeah.
on that. I love that.
I want
Yeah.
to be like the voice of the next ACOTAR or something like that,
Right.
or Fourth Wing or
Absolutely.
whatever. Yeah.
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 No, I love that. And I think it's entirely possible. So. Whatever. Okay. Go to karaoke song.
I have a list. Can I pull it up real quick?
Oh, please.
I know that's so stupid, but when you go
No,
to
it's not.
karaoke,
It's
I'm
amazing.
like, I can't like, it's like my ADHD brain. I'm like, I can't think of a song. I can't think of a song. Like I know lots of songs, but when I'm put on the
Lucas,
spot, I can't
Lucas, did
think of
you
it.
just find the trademark button or something? Are you having fun with that button today, buddy? Womanifesting. Ah ha ha, you're so funny.
He needs to have his own emoji. Okay.
God, emoji king, right?
Yeah.
I've never seen anyone use so many emojis in my life.
Oh, come on. Where's my songs? It's not coming up.
He's obsessed. You're right, D. He is obsessed.
Songs. Oh, this is awful. I don't have my list.
Oh
Maybe it's on my phone. Why isn't it? I'm like on all iCloud songs. No songs are coming up. All right. Oh, here it is.
no. You
Okay.
found it.
It's a
Hey,
long list.
Shiloh.
Um, I don't know. There's some of these songs you're gonna be like, what? Um,
No, don't do that. It's
okay.
don't second guess yourself.
This is one I liked. Okay, this is kind of. Do you know the Revivalists?
No, I
Maybe
haven't
not.
heard
Okay, there's a song called Wish I Knew You. It was really popular. I love that.
of
I love singing that one. I love doing Into the Mystic by Van Morrison.
Oh, that's a good song.
Anything by Patsy Cline. Uh,
Yes.
let's see.
You kind of look like Patsy Cline.
Oh my God, that's funny. She's a hoot. I love her. Oh, there's a song Cry to Me by it's an old song by Solomon Burke. I really like singing that. Yeah, I think these are actually songs that I was trying to learn to play on the guitar.
Well,
So, yeah,
that's fine.
anyways. Yeah. There's some songs.
I love that. That's all right. So, okay, last question.
Yep.
What is a word or phrase that always trips you up when you're narrating?
Oh, I got a list of those too.
Yes.
I swear I'm not like I don't know. Um it's not like I don't write everything down, but I do have
That's
a
okay.
list.
I do. Look, you want to show you something, Tiffany? Look, I'll show
Yeah,
you.
tell me. Please show me.
Where is my, okay, here it is. I have every question list that I've done with everyone that I've interviewed, all my highlights, all my answers, all my speed round questions, and I keep every single one of them
That is awesome. I love that. That like
because I honestly like there are some I feel like there's that like little bit of magic in every one, you know? And I like to remember that, and then I like to like how you were talking about my questions earlier. Like my questions are constantly evolving
mhm.
because, like, I'm just every show is market research, for me, and like, so I am just constantly like streamlining everything, and I think about this stuff way too much. You don't care, so
No, you don't. Okay, all right, all right. I have one for you.
okay.
So, some of the people are listening know this already. I keep data on every aspect of the production process. So
Mm-hmm.
I time it because knowing how long it takes me to do each piece of the production process allows me to make better informed decisions on like how long to schedule a project. I don't know. It's data, right? So
Yeah.
every time I'm in the booth recording, I hit like I have a MacBook Air. So
Mm-hmm.
I hit the clock, the stopwatch. I time how long it takes me. I time how long it takes me if I do editing,
Mm-hmm.
proofing, pickups, every part of the process. No matter if I'm, uh, working with my editor, Chris, or I'm doing it on my own. And
Mm-hmm.
then, so I'm able to say, like, for these types of books, I know that I read about, like, a page is about 3 minutes finished, and it takes me maybe
Mm-hmm.
4 minutes to record that page. So then what Jessica is, what I have her doing now, and I used to do this all by myself. So she's like a total game changer for me. But I have these log sheets, and then what I have Jessica do is she will like write the chapters down, how many pages, and then she'll calculate. So I know when I get into the booth, or I can plan my time, like my recording
Yeah.
schedules, my sessions,
Yeah.
and I can see it's going to take me an estimated like, this many chapters to do like a finished hour of audio. And I save all of that, and I have binders, and then so I literally log everything. And then I have a note up, and so afterwards, I will like log in like how many minutes that took. And I log in the words. So you ready for the word list?
Yes.
Okay,
I love
here's
it.
some. Procured,
Ah.
paraphernalia,
Oh, horrible.
irrevocably.
I've heard that word so many times. Irrevocably, it's awful.
Commandant. I
Ooh.
always want to say commandant for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
I also have phrases manipulators. Neural manipulators.
That must be a sci-fi.
Yeah, well, it was a paranormal romance.
Mm.
As as
It's
as the
considering.
mayor munched contentedly on her grain, as the mayor munched contentedly on her grain.
The
That was
mare,
when,
as in the horse? Okay,
yeah,
no.
yeah.
Wow.
Purposefully,
Yeah,
uh,
that's hard too.
Jenny's rainbow glitter glue pens. Jenny's rainbow glitter glue pens. Um, Drool puddled on the top of her smallest throw pillow. I don't know why that was hard to say, but probably because of all the L's.
Yeah,
Drool puddled on the top of her smallest throw pillow.
that's a
There's not
lot of
many
L's.
L's.
That's a lot of L's.
I have three more. She admired his career change from financier to chef in the making.
Okay.
When the lights reflected off the Swarovski, am I even saying that right? Crystal. Swarovski.
Swarovski?
Swarovski. See, I can't even say it now. Swarovski. And then you get like it in your head and you can't say it right, and then I have to go.
Yes.
Uh,
I always say that's like it's one of those things like where you like you're trying to pick something up and you like bend over like 30 times and you never actually pick the thing up and then
yep,
you finally just say I give up and you walk away.
exactly. Um, so that's the list. I haven't added any recently, but that's my list.
That's great. I love it.
Because it makes me laugh, and then sometimes I'll like text or I'll message the author, and I'm like, "You're torturing me."
Yes,
You literally,
why? Yeah. Yeah, I know. We are so kindred though because like I everyone makes fun of me because I have so much paper because
I
I'm
do paper.
old. I'm old and I use paper.
I don't think it's an old thing. It's a brain thing.
And I was just thinking to myself, it's so funny because you said binder, and I was just thinking to myself today when before I started, I was like, I really need to get a binder to put all these in.
Oh! I got the perfect binders. Do you want me to? I don't know if
Please.
I mean, it's so subjective, right? But I'm gonna send you these perfect binders. They're flat, but they're expandable. So they don't take up a lot of space. And then they have like the clear plastic in the front where you can slip something in. Like if you want to like do a title page and you want to
Are you
slip it in.
are you talking office supplies to me right
Yeah.
now? Mm.
Uh-huh. That would be like a great romance book, wouldn't it?
Tiffany.
Like
I love office supplies.
there somebody has to have written like a romance book where like they get off on like that's the foreplay
I feel
off
like
into
there
the
should be a Quinn audio where a man just reads off like post-it
Oh,
notes
there's a
and
certain man in here that
glitter pins and
yeah, that would be
I think it
interesting.
would make millions.
That would make millions. That's freaking hilarious. No,
Lucas,
you're
write
right.
it down. Lucas, write it down.
Hint, hint, nudge,
Hint,
nudge.
hint. Yeah, exactly.
So,
We need some samples of you of you just saying, no, not the dictionary. You've got to find like the girliest office supplies, like washi tape and
oh my God, that's hilarious. Gel
Teddy did.
pens.
That was so funny when he said he was going to do the dictionary, and he was not. He did not.
No, no, I love this idea, the office supplies, but they
I
got
think
to
it's
get like
great.
really specific. So like
Yes.
name, like whatever like the specific pen is,
Mm-hmm.
like I don't
Because
know,
we
whatever
know we all have a favorite pen.
we do.
Like, here's mine, Uniball.
Oh, you do a Uniball?
I
Oh,
like the glitter ones.
oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I bought these at Barnes and Noble, so you know they're good if you buy them at the bookstore.
Oh yeah, right. And they're more expensive too, huh?
Exactly. I have to think that they're better because they're so much more expensive.
All right, I'll send you that binder and
I mean,
if it's not your thing, that I mean, I won't be offended. But if you do get it and you end up liking it, I want to know because
oh,
I
I
think
will definitely. Yes, there will
there's
be
something.
there will be DMs. There will be there might even be an unboxing. You never know. I'm always looking for content.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. I said that would work. You know, a variation of the office supplies theme again.
Yeah, a book. It won't be book mail. It'll be office mail.
Yeah, it's book related.
It's book related. Yeah,
So
book adjacent.
yeah.
That's right. You know,
So what else we
either
got?
you want to see what I'm doing or you don't. Period. And that's totally up to you. If you don't, that's fine.
I think a lot of people want to see.
Oh, Tiffany, I really do enjoy you as a person. I enjoy talking to you. I think that you have so many good ideas, and the way that you think about things is different than a lot of people. But I think that that's needed, and I think it's necessary. And I think you bring like a professionalism to the space that
Hmm,
not a lot of people do bring.
that's
Um,
that's sweet. Thank you.
no, I think it's, you have fun with it, you put yourself out there, you do a lot of great things, but at the same time, you're also it's very clear that you know what you're doing and you're doing it with purpose and, um, you love it. So,
It's funny that you mentioned it that way because um I had like a really close friend. Actually called her one of my best friends, but she was in her 90s and I lost her a few years ago, like a couple years after COVID. She was like in her early 90s and she was like one of my best friends and we were such kindred spirits and she was a singer. She was in her day, she was like a professional singer. She studied and she toured in Europe. She's just like felt like she was this really glamorous woman, but she was very like down to earth and we had such a connection. And she always used to say that to me. You're a professional. You're a professional. She would always say that to me. So like I think
yeah.
about that all the time. So the fact that you're like recognizing that and you didn't know that story, I don't know. It feels like I'm like honoring her, you know?
Yeah, I love that. I think there's comfort in that too. There's comfort in when there is something that you are good at and that you're a professional at, you know, it, showing that and acting it in real
Mhm.
life is comforting. It reduces your anxiety about a lot of different things. And it just makes it makes it easier. You don't have to fake it. You're doing what comes natural to you. And that's
You're right. And there's so many different ways we could do there's so many different ways you can be a narrator. Um,
Mhm.
and I want to empower people to just do it your way. Figure out what works for you and find your own way and do it your own way.
Exactly.
Make your own decisions. Like, do it.
Yeah,
You're a
exactly. Yeah,
professional.
no, I agree.
Do it.
Yeah. Do it and do it the right way and do it what the best way that works for you. So
Yeah.
I think you're doing that.
I
You're
try.
authentically you, Tiffany.
I'm trying my best. Yeah.
Yeah. No, you
So,
are. Definitely are. Well, I was we've been talking about doing this ever since I talked to Lucas, and I was looking forward to it, and it felt like it took forever to get here, and now that it's here, I can't believe that we've talked for an hour and a half.
yeah,
Um, so you're really awesome, and I really appreciate you. I appreciate your perspective on everything. It truly is different. It truly is unique. And so I think I love that. I love having different perspectives to show other people, because there are, like you said, there's different ways to do everything. And so
exactly.
I like to be able to showcase that to people who are trying to figure out how they want to navigate this community. So I think you're a good example for that. So
Thank you. I appreciate
thank
it.
you. And
Thank you
thank
for
you for
inviting
everything
me.
that you have done to support me. And thank you
Yeah.
for all of your kind words. And I love your narrator project, and I can't wait to shine a light on that. So I think it's great. I think
Thank
it's really
you.
cool. So thank you, Tiffany, and thank you everybody who hung out. You guys hung out. You were champs. I know that was a long show, but love you guys, and thank you all for your support as well. And Lucas, you're okay. Just kidding. Love you.